Back to number 2. Impeach Biden, but only if we all die. I read this morning. I'm like, my guy was hot.
Yeah, I was a little hot on this one.
Okay, that's intense, but maybe true. Representative Thomas Massie seemed to make a threat that if Biden started a war with Iran, he would pursue impeachment. Because that's what it took. In his post, Massie wrote, in 2007, Senator Biden, and I agree with this.
Yeah.
In 2007, Senator Biden, put the President Bush on notice when he said he would impeach the president for going to war with Iran without congressional approval. And then President Biden, of course, says, well, anyway. He said, consider this your notice.
And then Massie posted, consider this your notice, Biden.
Yeah, consider this your notice, Biden. He's and Mike's right, and you can actually take it over from here because this was your
my baby.
This was your rant, and I actually am like, wow.
I'm just gonna read what I wrote. So I get it. You don't want Biden to go to war. We're with you. We are absolutely with you. But let's get real. In America, the commander-in-chief can make targeted strikes since he's the head of the military without declaring war. Obama did it by blowing up kids. Trump did it by blowing up real estate and killing Iranian generals. Biden will now do it with targeted missile strikes. So if our strike gets Iran's feathers in a ruffle, we could be looking at true World War III. And the thing is, if Iran goes to war with us, a lot of people are going to die. So Representative Thomas Massie, we love you. We appreciate you.
We promoted you.
We support you. But if you want to threaten impeachment to a man who doesn't even remember he's wearing shoes, sure, go ahead. Impeachment. What? I want a peach. Peach ice cream. Ice cream.
I'm a peach too.
You're a Georgia peach. Where am I? But by the time you get around to getting those letters of impeachment filed, the entire East Coast is going to be on fire. Just letting you know. Congress is freaking impotent. We watch a president put us on the brink of war while flooding our country with illegals, and the best we can do is try to hard bargain the number of illegals allowed and tweet about impeachment. This is where you're at, Congress. And Representative Massie, I get it, but you're also a part of it. We're now debating 150,000 what is it? 150,000 a month? Like, we're debating the number of illegals that we'll let over the border. It's like, well, we'll allow, 3,000 murders a year. I think that's a good number. And meanwhile, we're looking at Iran, and we have a president who is literally going to fall up the stairs into World War III. And the best you can do is, if you do it, I'll file letters of impeachment. So there, face. Boom.
So I'm just thinking, America can't balance its own checkbook, but we're going to make sure only 150,000 illegal immigrants come through the border.
Dude.
Okay?
It's insanity.
They can't even keep track at the polls when voting happens.
And Biden goes, I can't do anything until you guys pass laws. It's Congress's fault.
That's that buck passing, boy. That's called narcissism to the max, dude.
Yeah.
Everything about these folks, man, is narcissistic as far as they're passing the blame, and it's always the other side, and it's all this other stuff. Look, dude, we're all Americans here, and you guys aren't working for the people at this point.
No.
They're not. And Biden and all these cats, I just put a post up. America's worth the fight. It's worth preaching the gospel to. It's worth the fight. But, dude, the fight comes with a fight. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're going to get out of this one easy, if at all. I think we've got a lot of work to do. I think we've got a lot of souls to save. I think we've got a lot of liberty to teach. That being said, we look at Congress who, let's get honest, for the most part, like you said, they're inept. They're just inept. In our state governments, even here in Florida, the Congress and Senate, they're inept.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not for DeSantis being a tyrant at all.
No.
But nothing was getting done. And I'm
Right.
like, okay, Lord, I don't like this tyranny stuff. I don't like it when And you'd actually wrote to me some things that we didn't include in this.
I was driving on the way here. I was like, I totally forgot the DeSantis stuff. So that was my bad.
We may cover it on Monday for the Monday pod. We don't know. But
we'll figure
there's just stuff that we're seeing. It's like, okay, because we don't want to do it the right way, let's get a tyrant in there or some kind of figure who's going to do it all by himself. That's where America's at. We think, okay, here's Biden going to go do what he does. Mike makes a great point. Can't even remember if he's wearing shoes. And let's impeach the guy who doesn't even know where he is. That proves the state of our politics.
Yeah, we'll threaten you when you don't remember what your name is.
That's right.
Like, it's insane to me, and this goes to a deeper issue of our president can order strikes and nobody says anything. But then you'll say, well, we'll impeach you if you start war. By the time anything happens, tens of millions of people are dead. Good job. You got your letters in as Congress burns, right? Instead of going, well, why does the president have such ability to order strikes, missile strikes, order attacks, drone attacks, right? Assassinations on people. Why does our president, I get it, commander-in-chief, but isn't that, and I was thinking about this while I was writing this, isn't that a conflict of interest that Congress is the one who declares war, but the president is the one who commands the military? What happens when you're right on the brink of war, but war hasn't been declared, but your military has to make actions and that kind of thing? Exactly what we're staring at right now.
Right.
So the president doesn't need to declare war. He can start a war by attacking another nation, and then Congress has to go, well,
I guess we're in a war now.
I guess we're in a war. We better declare war so our military can actually do what it wants to do.
But I do think this is why we're in a constant state of war, because it gives that commander-in-chief that power. So in other words, in the Constitution, I got to find it again, but it's like within 2 years of a war happening, he's got like full authority. He can just do what he does. But we're in a constant state of war. Constant.
War, terrorism, war on drugs, war on poverty, war on the Middle East, war on China, war on Ukraine. Like, it never ends.
Yeah.
So Thomas Massie, if you want to do something really effective right now, you can say this won't go anywhere, but at least you put your stamp on it. Instead of going impeachment route, restrict the authority and the ability of the president to single-handedly order missile strikes and attacks on other nations by proxy. Let's go that route.
Just because we feel something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we pass laws that way. We pass laws willy-nilly because we feel it. Like, we're just going to go against the Constitution, which the president would do it anyways, even if we passed. You know why? Because we'd pass a bill saying, yep, we're limiting the authority of the president, but the Democrats would get in there and say, yeah, but we need this stuff in there before we pass it.
Yep.
So
emergency powers.
Yes, some kind of thing would happen where it's like, because these people, dude, listen to me. America, I love you. Congress, I'm trying to reason here. But these people don't care about you. They care about power and authority. They're authoritarian.
Yes.
They want to force people.
Yes.
On both sides. It's force. It's literal force. This whole thing is force. We want to force our will on other nations. We want to force our will on the American people. We're going to force everything because guess what? Since I can't convince them, I got to force them.
Moral busybodies.
That's exactly it. And so it's like this whole idea of the authority of the federal government, according to the Constitution, was to limit the federal government. A lot of us know that. But it's like we still sit here and go, look what Thomas Massie's doing. No, this is too late. It's way too late. When he goes and starts striking, people are going to die. They're going to die.
Yeah. And that's what you guys have to realize. Speaking to Congress, I think most of us American citizens get it. If you get into this with Iran, many, many people are going to die. And that's why I said, I know it sounds graphic, but the East Coast will be burning before you ever get those letters of impeachment to the congressional floor. So good for you. You made your statement when you could have fought it before it happened. Okay? I think we're going to go into the main topic.
Let's do it.
If you're good.
This is stupid.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
Yeah, maybe what we'll do is we'll cut it as its own, and we'll just post it as like a 5-minute.
Yeah, or 1 minute.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, gangs have guns, but let's cut off the private. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like backwards. And I wanted to say the other one, but